this is Andrea, and this is another episode, the third episode of the Sunday edition, where I discuss issues that I find either problematic, easy for me to say, or something to talk about, or some interesting subjects maybe. And I always like to have a caller in that maybe that I can talk to, and maybe, just discuss it. Maybe they can change my mind, maybe I can change theirs, or maybe we're on the same wavelength. So I think it's a kind of a good idea to, have like a little chit chat with another reborn collector. So with no further ado, let's see who we have on the line. Who's calling today?
Hi, Andrea. This is Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good. So, Catherine, do you want to tell people about you? Because you don't have a channel. So.
Correct. I do not have a channel. I have been collecting dolls all my life, and I still have an extensive doll collection. And I got into reborns back in 2009, I believe it was, or 10, long before any of the magnificent dolls that are out there now. It was all on eBay, and artists were just coming out and about, and I've been collecting ever since. And I really appreciate you having me on today, because I don't have a channel. Originally, when I finally discovered that most of the reborn artists and collectors had left eBay, and found out a lot of them were on Facebook and YouTube and that kind of stuff, I was very intrigued by all that, and I sat back for a while, and I thought to myself how fun it would be to have a channel. And then I started seeing issues. And after being around for a while in the YouTube world, and I've just decided, no, I'm not going to have a channel, which was really sad for me, because I may not have, the most expensive collection out there, but I love my dolls and love the hobby, and part of the fun would have been to share them. But now I just post pictures on Instagram.
Right. I mean, I feel sorry every time I hear stories like this. I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from, because I feel the same way. I really thought that this community was a lot more welcoming, a lot more inclusive, a lot less cliquey than what it really is. And there are certain people in this community that are outright mean, and that have scared so many people out of this community. And I'm not talking about just talking, about their dolls or the lack of value the dolls have, but actually going after people that live in other countries, that dox them, that go into their private accounts, that contact people's, husbands at place of business, spreading lies out there, saying that, they were going to, kill somebody's dog without any evidence, any proof whatsoever. It's pretty sad.
It's very sad.
Right. That being said, that is one of the reasons why I had to start this Sunday edition, because I don't want my doll hobby to be affected by this craziness that's going on here. But on the other hand, I have to point this out to the newcomers, because if I would have known ahead of time about these people that I have done these horrid things for years now, I would have never bought a doll or clothing or anything from anybody in this community, specifically from these people. And I would have never even started a channel, because it's just not worth it at the end.
Yeah.
So,
well, my other big complaint, Andre, is that being one that doesn't have a channel, I quickly learned that I would watch some of these other channels at the beginning because I didn't know any better. That's how I learned about which direction or who I wanted to be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
But they would mention that they were going to sell a doll.
Right.
But they wouldn't mention where,
Mm-hmm.
or furthermore, they wouldn't mention it maybe at all. And I would come back with comments, like, oh, I loved that doll. Where was she for sale at? And I'd either never get an answer. Most of the time I never got an answer. And come to find out, the reason why is because they were selling it amongst them. Nobody on the outside ever had a chance to look at what they had to offer.
Yeah.
And as a person that didn't have a channel, I thought that was very unfair. I mean, I wanted to be part of the community, and I wanted to buy dolls and, do things. But if I don't know about it, and if the only way I can know about it is to have a channel, well, then you all go on. Sell amongst yourselves. I don't want no part of it.
Well, what is really troublesome to me is it is not just the collectors that sell amongst each other. I mean, I had a chance. I was asked a couple of times to buy one of Inez's dolls, and I declined. But it's, for instance, there is a friend of mine on Instagram that is very much a fan. I don't know if she's anymore, but at the time of this, what is this, Myra's Little Bugs Nursery?
Yes.
And
Yes.
she says, Andrea, I love these babies so much. And every time, and Tasha from Pixie Mommy's Reborns at the time was on Instagram and also on YouTube. And that's like in the beginning when she first started her channel. And she would have one box opening after another from Myra's Little Bugs. So this friend says, I really love the doll and I really love the box openings. The box openings were so sweet and she put so much into it. And she said, and every time this Myra would have a doll for sale, she put it on Instagram, and she said within like 5 minutes, this doll was gone. And I would see it like a week or two later on Pixie Mommy's channel. So she said clearly there was something going on between the two of them, because from what she gathered and what I find completely credible is that, Pixie said to her, okay, you give me first dibs. I will make a big brouhaha over this baby by doing a box opening, and, and you send a whole bunch of nice stuff so that, that is good advertising for you, good marketing. And I get, in exchange, I get first dibs on these dolls. So it's kind of like a little, under the table kind of thing that they do. So about a year later, she did get a doll from her, and she said maybe it's something that Pixie didn't like, or maybe she already had. She doesn't know, but for some reason it stayed on Instagram for a while, and she swooped it up, and she was all happy that she got it. She paid for it. She was so excited. She had a box opening at her house, and she said, Andrea, it was nothing like what I had seen on YouTube that was provided to Pixie. It was there was like, it was a third of the items. It was a third of the value. I felt completely duped. She said the baby was completely fine. The baby was great. But she said, we all know that the box opening is part of the big brouhaha with these dolls. They are part of the value of this doll. Let's face it, is also what comes with it. If an artist would just, they all add all these things together, because if they wouldn't, they would be broke. Because if they send $100, $150 worth of merchandise, of course they have to reflect that in the price of the doll, So, So
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of selling a house and not disclosing everything.
Right.
And I know when I bought dolls in the past and spent the money, I know exactly from the artist what's going to be in that box. There's one particular artist that I have followed the whole time I've been collecting reborns. She's only on eBay. She doesn't take customs, but she has pictures of without the baby in it that shows the layout exactly what you're going to get with your purchase.
Right, and which I think
your friend clearly.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Your friend clearly thought she was going to get something and she didn't, and that's wrong.
Right. I think, I mean, you can look at it from both ways. If you are not interested in, the high-end items that come with this doll, you can make a deal with a seller and say, look, I much rather have the doll for $100 less. Don't put anything in the box because I have everything. So just sell it to me for $100 less. Or yes, I really do love everything that you normally put into this box. Therefore, yeah, I will pay the $1,000 or whatever it is, because I'm getting certain amount of items that come with this doll that make the price a little bit more palatable, to me. So you can do it either way, but don't omit things to a buyer. They kind of I want to just kind of very quickly touch on buyers and sellers. It kind of made me think of something. I don't even think I talked to you about this. About a week ago, one of my subscribers contacted me, and she had bought a couple of custom dolls from Etsy. Now, this is something that I wanted to put out there for newbies and also for people that have been in the community for a long time. Okay, this is the deal with PayPal and goods and services. And if you buy a custom doll, PayPal, goods and services will only guarantee you your money for 6 months. So if you are buying a custom doll from anybody on Etsy or anywhere for that matter, your private, artist, and it comes to you, later than 6 months or within 6 months, and that 6 months, by the time you realize that the doll is something defective or there's something wrong or the doll never gets to you and it's past the 6 months, you're out of luck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, PayPal goods and services will not go, they can't, their system is not designed to go further back than 6 months because they've had an issue over the last few years with people keeping things for 6 months or a year and then wanting to return it. And they've had so many sellers having a problem with that, which I can understand, that they had to start with a cutoff date, and the cutoff date is 6 months. So if you buy a custom doll from anywhere, please make sure that you have this doll in your possession, I would say within 4 months, 4.5 months, so that you still have time to look it over, to do a box opening, and have time if there's an issue with the doll, that, or let's say the artist sends it to you in 4 months and the artist is overseas and this package doesn't get to you for another month, then you only have a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, to put in a claim, in case there's something wrong. So just be aware that even if you use goods and services, you only have 6 months. That's it. And after that, you have to use your, if you pay with a credit card, which I always tell everybody, pay with a credit card, pay with American Express. They're the best, actually. And they will do a chargeback. And PayPal has got a credit card as well that I also have. And that's how this woman got her money back, because she did a claim on PayPal, on her PayPal credit card, because what happened to her is she, to this day, has not received her doll. She made her last payment to this woman in December, her first payment in July of last year, and she ordered 2 or 4 dolls. and I can't remember now, but at least 2, but possibly 4. I think maybe even 4. Not one doll came to her so far. So the payments that she made using her personal debit card, that money is gone. She has to eat that.
Yeah.
And the money that came, that was deducted from her PayPal account, from her credit card, they will do a chargeback on that and will investigate this woman. And then we find out, we did a little bit of digging, we find out that this woman on Etsy also scammed other people on YouTube, in this YouTube reborn community, that also have not received their dolls. And she had no idea. And I did some digging, and I'm like, look, I'm like getting so good at this, that let me do a little bit of digging. And I found this woman, and I found people that have ordered from her and said, oh my God, this woman is so good. Because all of a sudden we couldn't find her on Etsy anywhere, completely gone. And it's because I think it's one of these people that put like 4, 6 orders, collect $6,000 or something, $8,000, $10,000, and close their accounts and take the money and run. And then they open something else, another account. So be careful. Anything over 6 months, you are not protected by goods and services, bottom line. Doesn't matter if it's defective or if you never get it, doesn't matter. Another thing I want to discuss is this, like we are living in this Black Lives Matter era, which I think is way overdue. Personally, I think it's way overdue. I mean, I was completely shocked when I came in the 70s. There was really so much racism going on here, which I was never part of. I didn't grow up like that. But now I don't know if you know about this woman that called me this racial slur on my channel, right? This hello Dolly. Okay, so come to find out, this woman is a subscriber of Pixie Mommy's Reborn's channel, and therefore you can only assume of Ines as well. Now, what I find very interesting and very sad and very disturbing at this point in where this society is at the moment is that the silence from the other side is completely deafening to me right now. Not one word about this is unacceptable. I mean, if this was you or Anasha or Sam or anybody saying a racial slur like that towards anybody, I would go onto my platform and say immediately, I denounce this. This is not how I think. This person is a subscriber, but they need to denounce this and apologize. And if they don't, they will be blocked from my channel. This is not what I believe. This is not how I think. And this is unacceptable in this community. Considering that I was called a racist by Ines for calling her doll a tomato baby because the baby was completely red, is ridiculous. And then now she has on her About tab, she says Black Lives Matter, and she is completely sitting in silence over things like that. It's hypocrisy to the fullest.
Correct.
I mean, I was shocked. I was not...
I will tell you that if I did have a channel and someone came on and made a racist slur like that, I don't care who it was to, even the words printed in the comments on my channel, that person would have to apologize, first of all. Second of all, that person would be blocked on my channel. That absolutely zero tolerance for that type of stuff. Zero.
Right. It's this is a doll channel. And everybody's talking about this is a doll channel. Let's be kind. Let's be sweet. Let's be, and we don't attack her. We haven't spoken to her in forever. Well, the fact that your videos are still up, calling me uneducated, I was speaking about uneducated. I want to talk briefly about this Shelly that left a couple comments underneath my video when I talk about Pixie and this membership only situation. Um, she, that's like another girl that doesn't know how to spell. Between
Yeah.
Pixie, this Shelly person, Shannon from Loves Me Some Reborn Babies too. They all don't know how to spell. Like this woman does not know how to spell the difference between which and which. You know what I'm talking about? Which when
Yeah.
like when she says, this is a channel which I also subscribe to. She spells the word witch, like the wicked witch from the west, with a T, TCH.
Yep.
Just like Pixie doesn't know how the difference between there and there. To this day, she does not know. Or period, like how to spell the period, like the punctuation period and the period that a woman gets. And I would even, and for them to say, I nitpick. No, I don't nitpick. I say it because first, this is my second language, and I know these things. And second of all, as long as these videos are up where you call me uneducated, I will point out every mistake you make when it comes to things that a fifth grader knows how to spell.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up too on this call. And here's what really irritates me the most is, and this goes back to the incident that happened with Sam as well. I don't understand. All you're asking for is for your videos on. I mean, my God, Inez has a whole freaking playlist of you.
Mm-hmm, I know.
Take it down. How difficult is it to take it down and end this back and forth? Do they all expect us to just sit and take this stuff? We're not going to. And so we speak up and defend ourselves, and then they turn it around to say it's all our doing that this saga's going on. And it's not. Jen was asked to retract her statement she made to Sam, not apologize. And I don't know how many videos I've seen Jen say, I apologize. What more can I do? You can retract your statement that was asked of you. Why is it so difficult for people to simply do what someone else wants and end it all? I don't understand why we have become this society that is so hateful and mean. And, the racial slur that was made against you included a word that just, oh my God,
so
it makes
horrid.
my blood boil.
I know.
And it's like, it's just so hostile and rude. It's like everybody is looking for an argument. So here you take a community that should be, we're talking about dolls and how you like to collect, and even go far as to say that these dolls are therapy. A lot of my babies, my reborns, especially the Levi's, are therapy for me because I have huge mother instincts, and I suffer a great deal with depression of not having my children with me. And it helps me with that anxiety and that depression from that. And so you have something that is so good and can be so nice and so warm and so welcoming, and it has completely been twisted around to nothing about the dolls and just, being rude to each other. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. But if someone is rude to me or one of my friends, I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit back and take it.
Right. I don't either. And what is really interesting is when it comes to this racial slur that is basically geared towards Germans. Okay, now, which is pretty interesting because Pixie was using one of her videos. She said, that I'm jeopardizing or I'm tanking my own reputation with a really good artist, like Bianca Funke. I wonder what Bianca Funke would say if I sent her the screenshot of this woman, using a racial slur geared towards Germans, and say, this is the type of subscribers that Pixie Mommy and Inez from the Reborn Doll Collectives have on their channel. So, no, they do not have respect for Germans. They do not have respect for anybody that isn't, looking like them or sounding like them, but they want to be also holier than thou to people that are new to this community, because let's face it, I was once new and I was completely snowed by these people. Why? Because
Yep.
I didn't think that it was necessary to do research on them.
Oh yeah, I was the same way without a channel. I mean, I literally sat back for months and months and would go to different channels and I was subscribed to all of them. And I thought, oh, these guys know their stuff and they know what they're doing. And then it all switched and I saw what happened to you and I was like, oh no, this is not who I want to be associated with.
Right, you can always tell when somebody is not being truthful and ethical is when they do live streams and where they berate people, and after the live stream is over, the video is gone.
They delete it.
They will talk and trash people on here and leave no evidence, with the exception of some of us that record, that as soon as the live stream comes on, I go and click share and I send it to my email. And I have these live streams. And you know what? I didn't realize that until maybe the fourth or fifth live stream, when I realized, oh my goodness, they are actually deleting this because they don't want the community to know how vile they really are. And like you said, everything could have been handled a long time ago. Inez has had that money. She has that money in her hot little hands. She's had it now for 6 months, 8 months. She's still talking about it via her playlist. Okay, so
Yep,
I'm
correct.
the one who lost $450 or $500. Not her. I lost the money. I got screwed over, not her. And I was
Yep.
the one that got scammed by her. So let's keep everything in reality. Let's put a reality check on this whole thing. And I don't ever, and I 6 months ago in December on my community wall, I offered an olive branch to them and said, and I deleted all of my comments about them, and I privatized my whole playlist where I defended myself. And you know what they did? Nothing. Not one thing.
Correct.
They completely ignored the whole thing. And I said, you know what?
Correct.
They want no peace. You know why? Because that's what gets them views. It gets them views, gets them clicks. They're doing this for clicks. That's all they're doing this. Not because it's right, not because they know they're right, because they know that they cannot be that uneducated that they not realize that they are wrong completely wrong, and they are just and I'm really seriously thinking about sending these screenshots to Bianca Franke and Alexa Calvo and Jacqueline Kramer, just to let them see what some in this community, how some of these in this community feel about Germans in general. Because clearly they don't think much of them, so why should they have one of their dolls? That so many people would love to have. They don't deserve them. They really don't. That's as far as I'm concerned.
And the other thing that's really bothering me, what I've noticed too, is there's no really names used anymore. It's like innuendos of who it might be. Well, duh. I mean, everybody knows who you're talking about if you followed along in any amount of time at all. So, it's like you on this. You clearly said Dixie. You clearly said Inez.
Yeah.
Say who you're talking about. Why are you so afraid to say who the hell you're talking about? You're just talking all in innuendos. And these, geez Louise, say who you're talking about. Why keep it so secretive?
Well, I say it because I have truth on my side, And I do not ever need to retract anything I say, because
Right.
I'm the target of some vicious slander here, and the only thing I'm doing here is protecting myself, protecting my family, protecting my husband's health, who has been through the ringer through this whole thing, this stress that is causing him to see me upset, day in and day out by these people. And I tell him, I can handle it. I can handle it, but he can't. He's sick,
Yeah.
and this is not right. This is not right. And then for Pixie to come up and say, this is causing me a lot of stress, then stop. Take your videos down. Take your videos down. Tell Ines to take her videos down. Until that happens, you know what? You are causing your own misery. You do, and I can't help that. I can't make. I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. That's just.
Exactly.
That's just the bottom line. Anyway, we are like at the 30-minute mark, so I think we're gonna shut it down. And
All right.
so this has been so fun. I think we talked about a lot of different issues, and things that can be fixed, and things that are not out of the realm of being rectified. This is not a deal that cannot be undone. I do not hold grudges. I don't have time for it. I'm not that type of a person. I have a lot of stuff going on. And all I want, like I said, for the 15 millionth time, is take the videos down of me.
Correct.
Very simple. Bottom line, take
Yeah,
the
it's
videos
very
down.
simple.
They don't serve you any good. They do not serve you any good. They just make you look like, like you have a personal issue with somebody. And it doesn't make you look good to the community. I don't get it. You have your money. And as far as Pixie is concerned, she needs to just stay out of my business. This has nothing to do with her. This is not her money. This is not her doll. It's none of her business. I did not ask her for her opinion. And I personally don't really care what she has to say. I have no respect for the woman. If she wants to go and show her boobs all over the internet because she has self-esteem issues, or maybe she doesn't get enough attention at home, or maybe she feels lonely, and all these things are valid. But you know what? There are channels for that. You don't need to be, dragging the doll community into this, to this fetish. And this is what it is. It's a fetish. This is ridiculous.
Correct. And one more thing I'd like to add, too, is she keeps saying Pixie and other people do, and Jen's done it, and, Inez has done it. And the comment they make is, if you don't like me, don't watch me. Well, you know what? Here's my answer to that. I would love to not watch you, because you're right. I don't care to associate with your type of people. However, I watch you to defend myself and my reputation.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
And that's the only reason I watch you, because you refuse to do what I've asked you to do. So therefore, I have to cover my family and myself and all the, everything, because I have to know what's going on.
Right, because look at what happened. Because look at what happened when I was leaving them alone, and I was not in the Instagram accounts. They had private Instagram accounts, which they still have.
Uh-huh.
They went after me behind my back. I could not even defend myself because I had no idea. Thank God we had some good people in this community that sent me screenshots and forewarned me and said, listen, Andrea, they are, trashing your reputation on Instagram. They are putting your social media accounts everywhere. So if it's like they say, screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. I must learn from a mistake, and I'm learning. And I will not trust these people at this point. They cannot be trusted. They can't. I'm sorry.
No.
There's enough good people, and trust me, there's enough good people in this community that I have plenty to watch. I don't need to watch. And this is actually, the channels are actually so repetitious, so boring. After a while, I mean, you've seen one, doll being changed, you've seen them all. And unless you have some really good stories to tell and have some, and are funny and have a good outlook on life, and when I watch you, after I watched you, I feel good and I feel happy and I feel positive. If I can't feel these things, I don't want to watch you. You know why?
Yeah.
And that's why I like that that new channel that I put on. It's new to me, that I put on my wall. That Dollatarium. She is hilarious, and it's not even about her dolls. It's just storytelling, and it's really fantastic. And I thought that's what the community is about, and I believe should be about all these different people bring all these different things to the community. Some talk about the dolls, some talk about the clothing, some talking about life stories, some talking about their families, some talking about trips, some, like a little bit of everything. That's what would make this community so much nicer and so much more fun.
Yeah. And for my final note, I'd just like to say, for all of those that don't have a channel, as well as those that do, the newbies coming in, please do your research. Before you jump into the community, watch videos and, look and not only watch the video, but read the comments.
Right. And then watch, and then if you go after, and if you join a bigger channel, take a look and see if they join you. Take a look and see if they comment on your videos. Okay,
Exactly.
Take a look and see if they take the time to watch your videos, to comment on your videos, and not just one, but on a regular basis. And I can guarantee you they don't. I've seen it. I have screenshots of everything, of all these people that they, with mental issues, with mental illnesses that they use, that are new to the community or that have very few subscribers, that they use to do the dirty work. And these people are just so thankful that, the quote-unquote bigger channels will give them the time of day, that they're like little puppy dogs. They'll do whatever is asked, and that's very, very sad, to take advantage of ill people like that, that really don't have the capability and the mindset to really fend for themselves. It's really sad.
Exactly.
All right, Catherine, listen, thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to sign off here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please leave us a comment. Big thumbs up is always appreciated. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for watching us. Every subscription is wanted, needed, appreciated in order for us to move forward. And then we'll see you next Sunday for our fourth edition of the Sunday edition. Talk to you then. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.